Today, we explore the Norse myth of Fenrir, the fearsome wolf whose destiny is to bring ruin to the gods. Born to Loki and bound by the gods in fear of his strength, Fenrir's tale is one of unstoppable rage and betrayal. This is the tale of the beast that even the gods feared. Fenrir was born into a world already rife with tension between gods and giants. Alongside his siblings, Hel, ruler of the underworld, and Jormungandr, the serpent who encircles the world, Fenrir was no ordinary wolf. From the moment of his birth, the gods of Asgard feared him. Prophecy had foretold that Fenrir would play a key role in the destruction of the gods, specifically during Ragnarok, the apocalyptic battle that would bring about the end of the world. As Fenrir grew, so did his strength, size, and ferocity. The gods, ever cautious, decided to keep a watchful eye on the beast. While they knew he was destined to destroy them, they believed they might delay his rise to power. The mighty wolf, however, continued to grow, his strength unmatched by any other creature. The gods soon realized they could not allow Fenrir to remain free. They decided that he must be bound to prevent him from fulfilling his terrible destiny. But Fenrir was no fool. The gods, using deception, approached him with a challenge disguised as a game. Could Fenrir break free from the chains they placed upon him? The first chain, though strong, was easily shattered by Fenrir. The gods attempted again with a second chain, even mightier than the first, but again the wolf broke it as if it were made of straw. Knowing that no ordinary chain could hold him, the gods turned to the dwarves, master craftsmen of Asgard, who forged Gleipnir, a magical chain unlike any other. Gleipnir was light as silk, but stronger than any metal. It was made from the most elusive things in the world: the sound of a cat's footfall, the roots of a mountain, the breath of a fish, and the beard of a woman, among other impossibilities. The gods presented the chain to Fenrir, again posing the challenge as a test of strength. But this time Fenrir grew suspicious. He agreed to be bound, but only if one of the gods would place their hand in his mouth as a pledge of good faith. Tyr, the god of war and bravery, stepped forward, knowing full well what would happen. As the gods bound Fenrir with Gleipnir, the great wolf struggled mightily but could not break free. Realizing he had been tricked, Fenrir bit down, severing Tyr's hand. Though bound, Fenrir's fury only grew. He was left imprisoned, trapped in a remote part of the world, a sword placed between his jaws to keep his mouth open and silent. There he would remain until the day of Ragnarok. Time passed, and the gods of Asgard continued their lives, always aware of the shadow looming over them. For it was written that when Ragnarok, the end of days, arrived, Fenrir would break free from his chains and take his revenge on the gods who had betrayed him. Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods, is the final battle in Norse mythology, a cataclysm that would see the destruction of the world and the fall of the gods. The signs of its coming were clear. A great winter would last for years, wars would rage, and the very fabric of the universe would begin to unravel. When the day of Ragnarok arrived, the earth shook, and the sky darkened. In the chaos, Gleipnir, the unbreakable chain, finally snapped, and Fenrir emerged from his prison, larger and more terrifying than ever before. His jaws stretched wide enough to devour the sun, and his eyes burned with an unquenchable fury. On the battlefield of Ragnarok, amidst the fires and destruction, Fenrir sought out Odin, the All-Father, for it was foretold that he would kill the king of the gods. As the battle raged, Fenrir leaped upon Odin, and with a single devastating bite, swallowed him whole. It seemed as though the god's doom had arrived, just as prophecy had predicted. But the gods had one final hope. Vidar, Odin's son and the god of vengeance, stepped forward. Armed with a magical shoe made for this very moment, Vidar struck Fenrir with a terrible force, driving his foot into the wolf's lower jaw. With all his strength, Vidar slew the great beast, avenging his father and bringing an end to Fenrir's reign of terror. Though Fenrir was defeated, the damage had been done. The world was in ruins, the gods had fallen, and Ragnarok had come to pass. Yet, from this destruction, a new world would be born, one cleansed of the old order, where life would begin again. Fenrir's tale, like many in Norse mythology, speaks to the inescapable nature of fate. The gods knew of his coming, they tried to delay it, but in the end prophecy prevailed. Fenrir symbolizes the wild, untamed forces of nature that even the gods could not control. He is not just a monster, but an embodiment of the chaos and destruction that is as much a part of the world as creation and order. In the Viking Age, Fenrir's story held deep meaning. The Norse people lived in a world shaped by natural forces they could not fully comprehend or control, harsh winters, violent seas, and unpredictable events. Fenrir represented these forces, a reminder that not even the gods could escape the fate woven for them. Though Fenrir perished at Ragnarok, his legacy continues to endure in myth, literature, and art. He is a reminder of the cycles of life and death, and of the inevitable end that awaits all things, even those who seem most powerful. And so, the legend of Fenrir, the great wolf of Norse mythology, comes to a close. His story, one of fate and destruction, reminds us of the powerful forces that shape both our myths and our world. If this tale has stirred your imagination, please subscribe to our channel. Together, we will continue exploring the myths and legends that unveil the mysteries of the universe. For now, I bid you good evening, and may your dreams be filled with wonder.